Hello, hello, welcome everyone. Welcome to the stream. How is everyone doing? So, okay, so new day, new stream. Today is Friday. Hope everyone is having a great Friday. And yeah, have a clean shave right now. Hey Lou. Hey, how you doing? Welcome. So yeah, here we are again. Okay, here we are for some more Voyager dev, right? Okay. So yeah, here we are basically. We're going to continue working on this landing system thing, and I hope, yeah, so hopefully we get this functioning, working, and we could hopefully at the end of the day, of the stream, not the day, have this working so that we can go to any planet and then just start landing and go there. Okay, go to the planet. So yeah, what do we have here in my task list? To show you really quick. So we have this, which is landing system class. Okay, so this is the class that manages the behavior, okay, the logic for entering a landable zone, okay, the area, and then trying to land, okay, to that landable zone or whatever. So what's happening here? Basically, landing system is going to know whenever any entity, in this case the astronaut, enters the area of a landable zone. Okay, it's a trigger, it's basically a collider. Okay, so whenever the astronaut enters that area, the landable zone is going to be notified about that, because the landable zone is going to fire an event, and this is going to listen to that event. So whenever we enter that area, if the entity is the astronaut, that's what we're checking right now, we're going to toggle UI thing, okay, so that we show the planet name and we also show the input for that. Okay, also let me, almost forgot to do my little audio test. Okay, perfect, yeah, that's fine. So also wait a little bit, also wait a little bit, also wait a okay, that was awkward, but yeah, the thing is, I bought a capture device. You know that I have my original Sega Genesis, and I have the CRT and everything, and I'm actually learning a speedrun for Shinobi 3 for the Sega Genesis, which is my favorite game of that console. And yeah, so I did a speedrun like a couple years ago, and I got like 14th place. It's not bad, but I would like to basically keep improving, and I'm actually practicing, and that's the thing I'm playing right now. And I bought that capture device so that I could capture the actual original hardware, you know. So yeah, because previously I was of course playing via emulation, and it's not really good because it has a lot of input lag and stuff. It's not great. So yeah, I ended up buying this, and of course I have the system because I love that the Sega Genesis. I don't know, I always say this, but it's my favorite console, and I really love the games and the aesthetic and everything. I don't know, I grew up playing it, and it's great. So yeah, I started like actually practicing speedrunning in that in the original hardware, and it's like a lot better. It's like, I don't know, the best you can get. So yeah, I basically set up everything to capture that, and so I can record the speedruns and then upload them and everything. And I was also thinking about like maybe once a week or every once in a while, streaming, like doing a variety, not variety, but like doing a retro gaming stream, where I, instead of working on Voyager, I just play some retro games. In that case, I wouldn't be like streaming to YouTube because I don't want those streams to be saved because they don't have anything to do with Voyager dev or anything. So yeah, my idea is to just stream them here on Twitch and that's it. So I don't care if they don't get saved, whatever. It's just for, I don't know, doing something different because I really like playing retro games. And now I have the capture device to do that. It's a really cheap one and the quality is really bad, but I don't know, whatever. So yeah, that's one idea I have. And yeah, that's basically what I wanted to say. Oh yeah, I was mentioning this because what happened is that, you know how Windows is really weird with like the input and output audio, like audio devices? Well, once I had like set up the actual capture device, it like the input device, like the default input device, audio device, was changed for some reason. So when I connected to Discord, like in a voice channel, people couldn't hear me and I had to reconfigure everything again. So yeah, I just also wanted to make sure that here in the stream everything was fine, like the audio, because yeah, Windows is really annoying with that. Every time you plug in like any other kind of microphone or like whatever, it suddenly changes what is the default device for input and output, and everything is messed up, so you have to reconfigure everything again. It's really annoying with that. So yeah, in any case, I'm kind of deviating from the subject of the stream. So let's go back to Voyager dev, okay? Now we have this working. Let me actually show you this in action. You can see here, down here, there's the actual UI that tells you like the actual name of the landable zone and the little input you have to press to land there, okay? So we have this working actually already, so that's really nice. So let me just go to, oh, there's a really big planet there. So okay, so there's a, oh, okay, so that's a bug. It's something I have to fix. So I'm going to show you something. I'm going to explain what happened. But yeah, you can see that little tiny planet, and there's this other really big planet here. So yeah, but you can see whenever I enter like the area where I can land on the planet, the UI is being shown here, so that's really cool. So yeah, let's try with this one, for example. Okay, I'm there, so I can press this, but I can't land yet. Like nothing happens right now. So yeah, that's the part that's missing that I have to code actually. That's what we're going to be doing today. So that's really cool. And yeah, so the bug I was talking about is this one. So you see how down here you can see like only one big planet? Well, actually in reality what's happening there is that there is another planet here, but you cannot see it because the big planet is basically covering the other one. So yeah, basically just really weird because I think I have to change something in the code so that this doesn't happen anymore. So planetary system map, you can see here, where the hell, mask, UI, orbits, planet IMGs. So you can see there's this planet, then there's this one, which is the really big one, and the fourth one is there. So you can see it's here, but you cannot see it at all because of what I just explained. Basically, this one is covering it. So there's two options here. Imagine Um, yeah, like, okay, so first of all, really, really big planets are rare, okay? So you cannot find them like easily. They're like less likely to appear than other types of planets, okay? So that's one thing. Also, there's something that's annoying me a little bit, which is, you know, I have this new light here. This is how it looks when I turn it off. Okay. That's how it was before. And yeah, it's because I have one light like there. It's like a roof light, the typical light in the house. But then I have this other light so that it's like my face is evenly lit. And I think that maybe it's too, yeah, I don't know, it's that better? I don't know, actually I think I look really white. So yeah, I think that's fine. At that level it's a bit better, I think. So yeah. And also my hair, it's a bit messy as always, but whatever. So yeah, we should do something about this. I think, like, first of all, I think really big planets shouldn't be in like this orbit. So like they should only be able to spawn on the third or fourth orbit. Okay, so that's point number one. And then point number two, I think like I should do something about the spawning. So like if there's a really big planet here, I should not spawn like a planet that's in any of the neighbor orbits. Shouldn't be like at the same level, so they should be like here or whatever, so that we can see it. So yeah, of course there's the other like option where I could just use the same sprite size for all of them. So for example, sorry, so yeah, it's not this. So I could use, for example, what the hell? So maybe circle icon. Yeah, it's not this. Whatever. I don't really know what I was using for planets. Yeah, it's called whatever white. So we can do something like I don't know, use this one or maybe this one. Yeah, let's, for example, this one. Okay, so in that case all of the planets would look like they are the same size. I don't know if I like that. Actually, I really like having them being represented as their like actual size here in the planetary system map. So I like keeping this the way it is, but yeah, there's some issues there, so I should write that in my planning tool thing. So here I should I don't know if I have anything for that noted somewhere. Yeah, I think I should. Yeah, there's a lot of things here. Yeah, also this is something we're currently doing actually. So I'm just going to remove this. And I'm going to go here and say improve planet orbit positioning so that big planets don't overlap with other planets in Meg-4 orbits in planetary system map. Okay, I think that's fine. So we have that. That's pretty good. Oh yeah, also I forgot to thank Adam for the most recent follow. Thank you very much, Adam. Thank you. I always try to do that at the beginning of the stream, but yeah, I totally forgot because stuff was happening, so yeah. Anyways, so yeah, show landing hold input. So yeah, this is actually happening now. This is being shown, but like what I should do now is this. I'm going to start like the holding thing. So that's good. Show landing hold input. Loading. No, that's fine. But the other thing I need to do is just let me just do this. What the hell? What I need to do now is show actual planet name in UI. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now. Okay, so right now we are showing the bottom container. Okay, that's happening, but we also need to. Sorry, I have a sneeze. It's not coming out. It's really annoying. Oh man. So yeah, first of all, I'm going to remove this log because I was testing some stuff that wasn't working and it was whatever. But here, other than activating this, I should also say planetary system manager .planetary system UI .set landable zone info. And here I should have like some kind of variable here in landable zone that keeps the information about like at least the name of the landable zone. So yeah, that's something I need to do. So here I could say string landable zone name, and yeah, so hey, Bread Monsters, how you doing? Wow, how handsome you look. Did you shave your beard? You look young. Yeah, I actually did. I shaved my beard. I actually don't like having a beard at all, but I'm so lazy. I'm too lazy to shave it every day, so I shave every once in a week, like once a week or something like that. Hi, I'm doing pretty good, thanks. How about you? That's good. I'm doing fine. So yeah, pretty fine. Thank you. Thank you very much for the compliment. Do I really look young? I guess I do look younger without the beard, but yeah. So yeah, I have this landable zone name, and what I'm thinking also is that I should be able to also identify what kind of landable zone it is. Is it a planet? Is it a space station? Is it a whatever? So yeah, sorry, I have to go to the bathroom. Give me one moment. Hey, I'm back. Okay, so yeah, I basically went to blow my nose, and I have really sensitive nose. So every time I blow my nose really hard, uh, like blood starts coming out of my nose. So yeah, it's really annoying. Something I have since I was born with this basically. So yeah. Um, welcome back. Thank you. So yeah, how should I handle this? Well, for now, I could just not worry about this and just do something like not that. Oh man, I hate when Unity does this. I want to say, oh man, it's really annoying. I want init, but I don't want on server initialize. Whatever that is, I'm not using any networking. I hate when Unity does this. Really annoying. And it also, well, right now I didn't do it, but sometimes it adds some using libraries here. Okay, so for now, string, I'm just going to do landable zone name, okay? And yeah, this is not the best thing, but yeah, I should be, for example, in celestial object planet. Yeah, I think also I could do it in celestial object, whatever. I could add, oh yeah, but not every celestial object is going to have a landable zone. So yeah, I'm trying to think how I should handle this. So yeah, in this case, I'm just going to say celestial object planet. And for planet, I will have a landable zone reference, and whenever I initialize this, I will do this. And for the planet name, like, I need to pass the actual name of the planet. So what I'm going to do is basically pass here planet properties dot basic properties dot planet name. Okay, so yeah, this is pretty I don't know, rushed, and yeah, but in the future I'm going to see how I can structure this in a better way. But for now, I need to go here and go here, public void set landable zone info landable zone name. Okay, so I'm going to do it to code this in a really simple way, so that I can basically just finish this like as fast as possible and then go ahead with whatever. So landable zone dot landable zone name. So yeah, here I should do public, and here I just should do like landable zone name equals landable zone name, and that's it. So whenever it's initialized, I can just set the landable zone info, and here, do I have a reference? No, I don't have a reference. So I'm going to say tmp tmpro.tmp. Text, have a reference to the text component. So here is going to be landable zone name txt. Okay, that's what I need. So here, whenever I need to set the landable zone name, I'm going to say the text is going to be landable zone name. Okay, that's it basically. So So yeah, for now, I'm going to do this planet. And yeah, I'm going to do it this way. And I'm going to use a color. Yeah, I think I should do this and then this. Can I do it like this? I don't think so. I would need to get the actual color code. So what I need to do is say color equal, and I need to have the actual color. So yeah, landable zone name txt color. So I need to get the color hex, I think. So I can't remember how we do this. So let me just go here and search for that. So how is this? How does this work? I don't know if this is HTML or rich text. I don't remember. I don't even know how to search for this. Okay, yeah, so it's this color. Okay, so yeah, I have also this, but how do I use it? Color, yeah, it's not this. Oh man, where is this? I think I will have to ask ChatGPT about this. It's really annoying, so yeah, whatever. Where's this? Blah blah blah. Okay, so this is what I need. Okay, so this is what I need. Okay, this is what I need. Okay, so this goes there and this goes at the beginning, but also what I need here is to pass the actual color code of this, which I think it should be landable zone txt color dot get. No. Yeah, I don't know how to actually access the hex code. Oh, it's really, yeah, it's really not that easy. So whatever, copy this there. So this is the thing, and here that's what I need. So color utility to HTML string RGB. That's really dumb. It's really whatever, but yeah, it's whatever useful. So it's what we need right now. So it's what we are going to be using. So yeah, it should work now. So you can see there, like have like planet and then the actual planet name. So that's what I need, basically. That's all I need. So so now what I need is here in the celestial object planet. Here I need to add this variable. okay, this reference. I think I don't need to add any other reference, whatever. But here in the UI thing, I need to add the text, like the actual landable zone txt. So I'm going to do that. It's this. And now the green color, that's the thing I need. So you can see here, that's the color code, but I don't want to hard code it. I want the actual reference to this. So I think the color is one of this or this one. I don't really know. I think it's, yeah, I think it's that one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I think that's basically the actual color. Yeah, that's the color. So we have this other green, which also looks really nice. And I actually think I'm going to use that green instead. So I'm going to go here, and instead of this green, I'm going to use this one. Okay. Okay, that's perfect. So now what should happen is whenever I hit play and everything is generated, what should happen is every planet, well, yeah. Of course, everything was going to be broken. So what happened here? Line 28. So landable zone.init. And I think, yeah, maybe what's null here is this. Landable zone shouldn't be null because I just added the actual reference. So I think what could be null, yeah, you can see everyone, each one of these has the reference. What could be null here is the planet properties. So where is this being set? Set planet properties. Planet manager, blah blah blah. So okay, so okay, so instead of doing this in the init function, I should do it, and I'm going to actually just remove this. And yeah, here where I set the actual properties, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to remove all of the overrides that are doing nothing, basically. So that I don't have code there just to, for the sake of being here, whatever. Now this override, well, it's not an override actually, because this one is just for setting the actual planet properties. This is a specific code that's relevant to this class. So yeah, and in this case, set planet properties is going to initialize the landable zone and is going to pass in the actual planet name. So that's really good. And that's good, okay? So yeah, that's how we are going to do it for now. And whenever I need to actually extend or modify or whatever the actual class, to be able to include all of the other types of landable zones. So for now, right now, the only thing that's working, like this system, is only like showing planet names. It's going to say planet plus the landable zone name, which is right now only for planets. But in the future, we're going to also implement other kinds of landable zones. For example, space stations, or maybe floating islands, or I don't know, the things that I mention every time. So yeah, in that case, instead of like just passing this string like this here in landable zone, instead of just passing a name here, maybe I need to know like more information about the landable zone. and that should be initialized from here, I think. So yeah. So in here, celestial object, I think I should create another class called, for example, celestial object underscore landable. And from there, planet would have would inherit from that one and like that kind of structure. Okay, so I think that's the right way to do this. But right now, I'm just going to kind of hard code it like this because it's it's the fastest and it's all I need right now. Okay, so yeah. Okay, now this should work. And if I hit play now, we shouldn't get any errors, I believe. Okay, everything is pretty good. So now, here under interaction, landable zone should have the actual planet name, and in fact, it has it. So it actually has the real name, which is, of course, a procedural name. So now, when I go to any of the planets, you should be able to see the planet name. Okay, so let's see, for example, here. Okay. What? Oh, I think I need to also include the, yeah. I forgot to, that's really dumb. So here I forgot to include the hashtag that's needed for the X code, for the hex code. Okay, so yeah, let's try again. Now it should work. Let's hit play. Okay, good. Oh, really interesting. Just one planet in this system. It's really interesting. So okay, we're traveling. Okay, so you can see now actually it says planet Teleastro Black Spa or Spa. Teleastro Black Spa. So yeah, it's really really interesting name generation. I have a really basic system and just some like a list with a lot of suffixes. I think that's how you pronounce that. But yeah, I think I can show it here. Where's this? Utilities? I think it is. Maybe it's somewhere around here. Yeah, so you can see here. Name generator. I have a list with a lot of like little fragments of names, and then when I generate a random name, I just pick 3 random of this. I can basically just say, okay, I want 2 or 3 or 4 syllables, syllables, okay, and then it will generate a name. So that's pretty good, and I'm using that to generate a random, like a procedural name for planets. That's what I'm using. So yeah, that's cool. And this is working already, so that's great. Now we can go, we can start working in the next task, okay, which is show landing hole input. So now, how do we handle this? Okay, so I think there's a couple ways I could handle this, and yeah, so yeah, I'm trying to think something here. So let me just explain how my system currently works. So we have an entity, okay? Entity. Okay, we have the entity. The entity has a input controller, okay? In the case of NPCs or enemies, the input is going to be AI. Well, it's going to be player or AI, okay? And then the entities also have, so yeah, I guess I should move this somewhere else. So there, for example. So here, and entities also have states, state machines. So I'm going to say states. So what happens here? Basically, the state machine is going to always be listening to the input, okay? So, yeah, the state machine is going to always be listening to whatever input we are pressing or it's being triggered in the input controller, okay, which again could be, for example, AI or the player. Okay, so in the case of AI, the input will be some kind of like virtual brain, which I already have, and we are going to be working on that later. But I have some kind of virtual brain that basically just makes decisions, okay, and says, okay, now I'm going to run, and I'm going to run for this amount of time, and when it finishes, it thinks again and says, okay, now I'm going to do this. And that's basically an artificial intelligence logic, okay? It decides what to do based on the random generation, whatever, okay? And then the player input is going to be your controller or your keyboard or whatever input, okay, that you use to play the game. So that's the player input. So the input controller is going to listen to those inputs, okay? And then the state machine is going to listen to the inputs. And based on that is going to change the actual, like the actual state we're in, okay? So depending on, for example, if we pressed up, okay? We press the up button, okay? Then the state is going to say, okay, we pressed up, well, maybe we're going to enter here. Not maybe, it's going to decide based on the conditions. So to enter each state, we have conditions. So for example, I press the jump button, okay? So I press the jump button, okay, pressed jump button, okay, so this is the jump state. So now we are going to enter this state, okay? That's basically how it works. Now, when we are in each of the states, there's like a limited amount of things we can do. So for example, when we are jumping, okay, we cannot run because we're not in the ground. So that's one condition that's relevant to the jump state or like airborne state, okay? So in each of the cases, like in each one of the states, there's some conditions for the things we can do when we are in that state. So where am I trying to get to from here? What I'm trying to say is, for example, in the case of the starship, I only have one state, which is starship idle right now. That's the only state we have. Well, I have two actually. Starship idle, okay, which is this one, okay. This state is going to handle the normal thrusting movement, okay, so that you press the thrusting button and you move around and you can turn and whatever. And also is going to check for the input to transition to this hyperspeed. So actually the what's the thing I'm going to say? Yeah, so here is where we are checking the input to transition to the hyperspeed. So what's the input? Well, the input is this. I call it attacking. It's the attack input for now. I'm going to change it right now. It's just a placeholder. So the attack button, of course, should do something else in the starship. It should like attack actually and shoot bullets and whatever. But right now I'm just using this input because it's convenient, okay? So in this case, when we hold the attack input, this has a variable that's going to increase over time, and whenever it gets above 1 second, we say machine transition to hyperspeed state, okay? That's what's happening in this state. That's controlled by this state, and it's going to only happen whenever we are not jumping. Like the jump input is the thrust, the normal thruster of the starship, okay? So here, I'm also going to check for the interact button, okay, the input. And I have a really long comment here explaining something that I'm going to go through right now, but this interact input, okay, is going to say, okay, so if I am currently interacting with an interactable, which is, for example, in this case, the landable zone is an interactable. So if I'm inside the landable zone area and I press the interact button, then I'm going to check, hey, is current interactable not null? Okay, so then say, okay, interact. Okay, so here I'm basically just saying current interactable.interact, and what's going to happen here is that landable zone is going to say is going to get the lander, okay, and from this, like, it's going to get the component, it's going to say, okay, lander, and here it's going to invoke this event, okay? So the event is on lander started landing, okay? So here, this is basically informing, like, this event is going to be listened by the landing system, which is also listening for all other events, which is, in this case, the moment we enter the landable zone or we exit it, and now we also have this on lander started landing, okay, which is for detecting whenever we press the interact button. So here we should transition to the planet scene, but there's one thing though, and the thing is that we should hold the land button, okay? So in reality, here, instead of like checking for this interacted, I should be checking for interacting. So I have different kinds of booleans for the different types of inputs. So you can see I have interacted, I have interacting, and interact released. So interacted is when you just press the button, okay? You just press, like at that moment, that's interacted. When you hold it, it's interacting, and when you release it, of course, is interact release. So I need to know whenever each one of these happened, because some things are going to have different input types to occur. Okay, so in this case, I should be doing the interacting thing, okay, but like yeah, so the thing is, I should be listening to the interacting input so that I know when like to start showing the loading thing in the planetary system UI. And there's a lot of like easy ways to do that, but I want to do it in the most, I don't know, the most optimal way. So I think the correct way would be to just here say interacting, okay. So, well, you know what? Maybe I just need to say interacted, and well, I don't know. Yeah, here's like where it gets a bit complicated because, well, it's not complicated, but basically I just need here, I need to know like while the player is holding the input, and I think, yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I think I should have like another script that communicates, like fires event for each type of input I have. So like yeah, like the thing is, this system, so yeah, this is where it comes, like the actual explanation of what I need to do. So like remember that from each one of the states, there's only like certain inputs that could happen on each one. So for example, in this state, only like 2 inputs can happen, then in this state just 1, and then this state all of them, I don't know, 5. So I'm just using numbers just to do an example of this. But what should happen is, because like I cannot be listening directly to the input controller here, like in the planetary system UI, because there's some states where I shouldn't, like where I'm not able to press certain inputs. So I should only listen here to the input only when it's available. Okay, so let's say we are in hyperspeed, okay? Here, so if we are in this state, hyperspeed state, like we are traveling at hyperspeed in the starship, like in space, we shouldn't be able to start landing when we are in that state, because I don't want you to be able to do that. So I shouldn't be checking for the interact input when we are in this state. So I should be only checking if we are here in this state. So how can I do that? That's the question. So how do I inform other systems that I am pressing an input that's allowed to be pressed? So yeah, like I mentioned, I cannot listen to the input controller directly because it doesn't know when each input is allowed to be pressed. So I was thinking about like maybe creating a new class. Okay. I was thinking about, yeah, like actually creating a new class. And well, in reality, you know what? I'm thinking that maybe what should happen is this, just this interaction. Yeah, I think that's what should happen. Yeah. So yeah, in this case, I'm actually informing the interactable, and this interactable should be the one that informs the landing system, okay, here, and this like should be the thing that tells the planetary system UI that something's happening. So the same way I'm doing it here, for example. So I think I should do the same thing, but I'm trying to think of the best way of doing this, because what I have here is just interact. Like this is only valid for like one interaction, like one press, and not for holding, because also if you see here, I'm doing a get component, which if I run this, how is it going? It's good. So yeah, I'm kind of in like a part where I need to actually think about the system, how to implement it, but I think it's fine. It's we're making some progress here. So yeah, I cannot call this every frame because of course I'm doing a get component here, which is really expensive. We know that. So this should run once. Now, now what should happen here? So what's the best way to implement this? Like the landable zone should yeah, it should implement this in a certain way. Yeah, because I guess like each type of interactable is going to have its own way of interacting. So in the case of landable zones, the interaction type is for holding. Yeah, I think that's how it should be. But how do I actually code this? I guess yeah, interactable. Yeah, so this is just to interact. So landable zone, interactable, and also interfaces cannot have variables. So yeah, how is the smart way of doing this? Maybe I don't need to be thinking about this right now, but I kind of want to, because I'm also trying to learn like the best way for each system and structure, and how to design the actual code, the system. So interactable has a method that has to be implemented. So it's an interface. So should the interaction type, should it have something like an interaction type where each type of interactable defines, for example? So that's one thing I need to think about. I think the interactable should only have this interact thing. I should, yeah. But then, for example, if I go here and create a new variable called interaction type, then every other type of interactable will need to implement the thing. So So I'm actually thinking about creating, maybe I need to create a class called interactable too. Like on top of, like in addition to having this interface, I could have a class called interactable, because now I know that I can have different types of interactions. But like, I don't know, maybe that's not the way to actually think about this. Because the question is, should this function, like should this and the landing system, should those be the ones that are informing the UI that we are holding the input? Or should the thing, like should this be informed by another system? That's my question. So before I was just, basically I had a like a reference to the input controller, and I would read the actual like inputs from the player here like directly, but I don't think that's the best way to do that kind of thing. So I'm trying to think about what's the best way of communicating that. So yeah, it's not easy, huh? It's not really easy. Yeah, I don't know, man. So yeah, that's like the thing that confuses me a little bit is like, of course, I'm not really familiar with interfaces and I'm trying to start actually using them. So for example, here, that's what I did. It's like I have this iInteractable interface that has this method that needs to be implemented by the class that implements the interface, okay? So that's totally reasonable. Any type of interactable, such as, for example, a door, or maybe like a button or a chest, or anything that is interactable, should implement this interface, and it forces you to implement the logic for this, okay? But like, why use an interface when I could use a class that also can have variables? So I don't really like since I'm not really familiar with interfaces, I don't see like the like why it's better to use an interface instead of a class. And I think, of course, that is because I'm not able to answer the right questions. So yeah, I'm trying to think about this. Because what I'm thinking now is I could have a class, okay? So let's think about this. So I have this, okay, well, let me just do it again. Interactable. And so this is the class, and I can, like, this is one option and this is the other option, which is the interface. Okay, so it's iInteractable. Okay, so what's the difference between those two? So this one can have variables, and this one can have the method. This one can only have a method, but it forces you to implement it. Okay. So yeah, why should I use an interface in this case, for example? Trying to think about that, and yeah, I don't know. I don't really know. Because like, for example, if I make it a class instead of an interface, I could have a variable that's called, I don't know, interaction type, okay? And then whenever I run this method, I could say, okay, which type of interaction do I need? Do I have? Okay, then check this for this type of interaction and then run the method based on the type of interaction. But in the interface, I cannot do that because I can't have a like variables in the interactable in the interface. So that's my question. Yeah, it's really annoying actually. There's always some things where I get really stuck, and it's, I don't know, I think it's boring to watch, but it is what it is. So it's part of the process, and I'm also learning here. I have a lot of things I need to learn, so it's okay, it's totally fine. But yeah, I feel like it's a bit boring to watch like segments like this in the stream, but it is what it is. It's okay. So yeah, I don't know. I actually don't really know like a good example. Actually, I think I should start like looking at actual use cases for interfaces, so that I understand like what's the difference when it's good to use an interface and when it's good to use a class. I think that's what I need to do actually. So yeah. Yeah, whatever. So one thing that I know is that like the actual state should not be like actually doing stuff on any other script. Like I think that's like the state should not have a reference to any other thing other than the actual like systems in the entity. So for example, senses, that's fine. It's fine for the state to do this, for example, but it shouldn't do like access the planetary system UI and run like call stuff here. I don't think that's something a state should do. That doesn't sound like good. So I know that I should not do it here, but where else should I do it? That's the question. So let's think about, for example, whenever I do this, what's the like most modular way of dealing with this? Because I also, for example, let's say I'm going to interact with whatever thing. So let's say I interact with a door, or with, I don't know, a computer or something that, or a chest, something that triggers an animation. Yeah, so maybe the actual animation could be held by the interactable itself. So it says, okay, so the type of animation that's going to happen, I know, like I have it here. So yeah, that could be one thing. or like the reference to the state. The reference to the state I should transition to, maybe. Yeah, instead of the animation, like the current, like the interactable should have a reference to the state that the entity should transition to when it interacts with it. Okay, but yeah, I'm trying to think about this, man. That this is really not easy. So if input.action.interacted, I'm going to do interact here, okay? So for example, trying to think here. So for example, let's go into the senses. I think here, yeah, I'm just trying to access the thing. So in here, senses logic, environment site get set, yeah, whatever. I think I should create a new function here called, for example, can interact, for example, or but like this is too abstract, because can interact could be for like could have a lot of different checking. So for example, can interact could be interpreted like as like, for example, is the astronaut doing another action that doesn't let it interact? That's one thing, for example, but like but yeah, I think yeah, I think I should name it differently, but for now I'm going to do this, and I'm going to rename it to is interactable is interactable oh man, my brain is just not working today, yeah. It's really, yeah, I'm also not going to be here for much longer, but like, yeah, I want to at least I feel like I didn't do any progress today, but yeah, I should be able to stream for a bit longer tomorrow maybe, but I don't know. Well, let me think about this. Is interactable. I'm going to do is there an interactable. So yeah, I think this is pretty like yeah, this is pretty pretty explicit, descriptive, so that's fine. So is there an interactable? I think that's fine for now. If I need to, I'm going to rename it later, but yeah. And I'm also going to move the interactable handling to another class, so that senses doesn't have all, like everything inside there. It's like a pretty big class right now, so I have to start like decoupling stuff from there. But like, if is there an interactable, I'm going to interact. Okay, so that's good. So I think here I should have like another type of checking, because I not only need to check interacted, I also need to know, am I interacting, like holding, pressing, or releasing, because there's like many different ways to interact. Okay, so there's that. So now, like, that's just so that I have just one if here. So for example, I would do something like is interacting, okay, and then here I would check that and say, okay, if input.action.interacted or interacting or interact released. So I think I'm going to add that now. So inside action, I'm going to say public bool is interacting, and I'm going to return interacted or interacting or interact released. So I think that's fine. And now here, yeah, here I should basically just oh man, this is really hard. So here like, now the question is, should I add, like, for example, this, like, for when the interaction is hold? Should I add like another kind of method? I don't think so, because like, unless there's some interactables that have like multiple kinds of interaction types, which could be the case. So yeah, I think I could add like different types of methods depending on the type of interaction. So interact press, interact hold, and interact release. So I could do that. So, but yeah, that's, well, I'm kind of answering the question right now in my head, because in that case, if I do this in the interface, then it means that every kind of interactable would need to implement all of the methods, and that's not what I want. So I think that answers my question, actually. So yeah, okay. So I don't need to do this, like, I don't need to have a separate method for each kind of interaction type. I only need one. Okay, but here I know the landable zone is only going to be like for holding. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to think right now. What's this? Okay. So yeah. And I'm actually here, I should be, yeah, like I said, I should be like caching the landers. So I'm doing like what am I doing here? So I have entity here. Yeah, and I'm getting component here, which is not great. Lander controller. So maybe in lander controller I should have a reference to the entity, because there's no other thing that would be able to land other than entities. Like, yeah, I think that's what I should do. So maybe here I should have a reference to the entity. So maybe I could do that in the initialize function. I could create a function for that. So then I would be initializing the lander controller. And yeah, so, and then isometric, starship isometric. So this is a starship and the starship is an entity. So the isometric starships should have reference to the lander controller, I think. So yeah, it's getting a bit too complex at this point. But yeah, I should be able to work on this. I'm running out of time right now. I should be going right now. Actually, that's really sad. Yeah, I hope I can like make some progress on this off stream, because yeah, sometimes I get to work. I get some time to work on the game, but not to stream it, because I can't stream sometimes. So yeah, I hope I can make some progress on this off stream at some point, so that then when I get to the actual stream, I can work on other stuff that's not so boring. I don't know, maybe there's some people that actually like watching this kind of thing, like development, like thinking about systems and this kind of thing. Maybe some people enjoy that, which is fine. I personally don't. Well, I don't know. I personally think that it's boring. I'm boring the viewers with this. I don't know. Just let me know in the comments. But yeah. So yeah, I think I should be going now. I'm going to end the stream here and try to think about this when, like, later, maybe later today or tomorrow at some point before the stream, so that I can like make progress on this before actually jumping into the stream. So yeah, that's going to be the stream for today, okay? Yeah, we did a little bit of progress. It wasn't a lot of progress, but I think it's fine. It's part of the development process, and it's completely fine, like I said before. So yeah, that's going to be it for today, okay, for me. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Thank you also for chatting, everyone. And again, thank you, Adam, for the latest follow, for the most recent follow. Okay, thank you very much. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch, okay, and also subscribe on YouTube so you can watch every stream there. And don't forget to join the Discord, okay? If you want to get notified when I go live, make sure to join the Discord. I always notify everyone there. And you can also share anything you like, such as, for example, some art, or maybe if you're working on a game, whatever. You can also get feedback if you want. And yeah, So that's gonna be it for today, for me. Okay, so thank you very much again, everyone, and I will see you in the next stream. Okay, bye bye.